Have you ever felt like a silent observer, standing outside your own life, watching the world move while you remain anchored in a quiet, lonely stillness? You understand every hidden pain felt by others, yet no one seems to see the growing emptiness that resides deep within your own silent and sensitive heart. This is the quiet fate of the good child, those who use their heightened sensitivity as a shield, only to find themselves imprisoned by their own empathy. Since childhood, you were the one who never caused trouble, the one who understood everyone's needs before they even spoke them. Losing yourself in the process, you learned to read the room like a map of landmines, navigating the emotions of adults while burying your own desires deep under a mask of compliance. To the world, you are a calm lake, a soothing presence that reflects back what they want to see, never showing the turbulence hidden beneath the surface. But beneath that glassy exterior, currents of exhaustion and unvoiced grief are swirling, threatening to pull you down into a depth that no one else can see. You are the anchor for everyone else's storm, but who holds the rope for you when the tides of empathy become too heavy for one soul to carry? If you've ever felt like the anchor in everyone else's storm, tell me your story in the comments below. You are not alone in this. For a highly sensitive person, empathy is not a choice you make. It is an instinctual burden, a lens that you can never truly turn off. Your brain operates like a cold X-ray machine, looking past the performance of social life to see the hidden fractures in everyone around you at all times. You do not just hear the words people say. You feel the sharp sting of their unspoken lies and the heavy weight of their hidden, quiet insecurities. While others enjoy the beautiful play, you are distracted by the tattered edges of the curtain and the exhaustion etched onto the faces of the tired actors. You see the cracks in the smiles, the fear behind the bravado, and the loneliness that others work so hard to hide from the rest of the world. This constant stream of information is exhausting, an endless flow of data that tells you more than you ever wanted to know about the people around you. Seeing too much is the beginning of a profound loneliness, a wall built from the very understanding that was supposed to bring you closer to other people. There is a name for this pain, the Cassandra complex, the curse of seeing the truth clearly while knowing that no one will listen or believe you. In your relationships, you are often the one who predicts the storm long before the first cloud appears. Yet your warnings are dismissed as being too sensitive. You are like a passenger on the Titanic who sees the iceberg looming in the distance, while everyone else on the deck continues to dance and drink. You try to warn them. You try to heal the wounds before they bleed. But the world continues its dance, oblivious to the tragedy that you see coming. The helplessness of knowing what will break and being unable to stop it is a deeper agony than any simple loneliness could ever possibly be for you. You carry the weight of the future in a present that refuses to see it, a solitary witness to disasters that others only realize when it is late. This excessive empathy creates a glass wall between you and the world, a barrier that is invisible, but impossible to break through without shattering yourself completely. You understand them so deeply that you no longer feel a connection, only a profound sense of pity, or a fear of their inevitable human failure. Your mind becomes a cage of overthinking, analyzing every word and gesture until the simple joy of human connection is replaced by a clinical, painful observation. You become solitary because no one can match the intensity of your perception, and you find yourself giving an entire ocean while receiving only a drop. It is a lopsided trade that leaves you spiritually bankrupt, pouring your essence into vessels that are too shallow to hold the depth of what you offer. But there is a way out of this cycle of exhaustion, a path that leads from being a broken sensor to becoming a source of steady light. It begins with the courage to draw boundaries, to decide where the world's pain ends, and where your own sacred soul finally begins to breathe again. Drawing a line is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of survival for those who feel everything too deeply to survive without a shield. You must stop being an X-ray machine and start being a lighthouse, a beacon that stands firm regardless of how high the waves of emotion may rise. A lighthouse does not jump into the sea to save the ships. It simply stands in its truth, shining its light so others can find their way. To have empathy without being consumed by it, to observe the world without being judged by its chaos, this is the true power of inner peace. As you return to yourself, the heavy burden of the good child begins to lift, replaced by the light of a person who finally knows themselves. You no longer need to be the world's savior or its silent victim. You only need to be the gentle protector of your own precious heart. The good children are finally free to play, to be imperfect, and to realize that their worth was never tied to how much they could endure. Embrace these truths as your new compass. Let them guide you through the fog of others' expectations and into the clarity of your own soul's purpose. Loneliness ends when you find your true home, not in the approval of others, but in the quiet, unshakable sanctuary of your own beautiful, sensitive spirit. Your sensitivity is not a flaw to be fixed. It is a gift that, once protected, will light up your world and everyone lucky enough to see. Every step you take towards yourself is a step away from the shadows of the past, reclaiming the strength that was always hidden in your kindness. When you stop trying to fix the world, you finally have the space to witness the small miracles that happen when you simply exist in peace. Time slows down when you stop running for others, allowing the rhythm of your own heart to become the only clock that truly matters to you. Look into the mirror of your soul and see the hero who survived 1,000 silent battles just to keep their heart soft in a hard world. You are building a bridge back to your own identity, a path that no one else can walk for you, but everyone will eventually admire from afar. Release the expectation that you must carry everyone's weight. Let that bird fly, so you can finally feel the lightness of your own being today. Your light is quiet, but it is enough to guide you through the darkest nights of the soul until the dawn of a new self arrives. Breathe in the peace of being known by yourself, the only person whose validation will ever truly fill the empty spaces left by a lonely childhood. The fire of your empathy can warm you instead of burning you out. If only you learn to tend to your own hearth first and always. In the vastness of your own company, you will find a universe of thoughts and feelings that are yours alone to explore and to cherish forever. Your influence on the world will be deeper when it comes from a place of wholeness, rather than a place of desperate, empathetic sacrifice and pain. The war is over, you have fought well, and now you are allowed to rest in the sanctuary of your own skin and your own mind. Walk forward with the knowledge that your sensitivity is your greatest power, a finely tuned instrument that now plays a melody of self-assured, quiet strength. Open the door to your own life and step inside, the host of your own experience, no longer a guest in the lives of everyone else. Your internal compass has finally found its true north, pointing towards a future where you are seen, heard, and loved for exactly who you are. Let the old expectations wash away in the current of your new self-respect, leaving only the stone-cold truth of your inherent worth and your beauty. Your story is finally being written by you, in your own voice, with your own ink, and for your own heart to read and understand. Rise above the noise of the world's demands and find the silence of the peaks, where the air is thin but the view is finally clear. You can experience the storms of others without getting soaked in their sorrow, protected by the umbrella of your own healthy and firm emotional boundaries. You hold the key to your own cage, and you have always had it, waiting for the moment you were brave enough to turn the lock. Turn your face toward your own light and watch how the shadows of loneliness disappear behind you, replaced by the warmth of your own self-discovery. You are coming home to yourself, the most important journey you will ever take, and the one that finally brings you the peace you deserve. Paint your life with the colors of your own choosing, no longer restricted by the gray palette of a child who had to be perfect. The clarity that follows the rain of your tears is a gift, a fresh start in a world that finally looks different because you are different. There is a profound freedom in being a witness who does not have to intervene, a soul that can love without needing to carry everything. Learn the lightness of being, the grace of letting things be as they are, and the joy of not being responsible for the entire world's happiness. Gather your own thoughts around your own fire. Find comfort in the stories you tell yourself when no one else is there to listen or judge. Acknowledge the child you were, thank them for their survival, and then walk through the door into the adult you were always meant to become. Your life is a harvest of all the empathy you've given. But now, you are the one who gets to feast on the fruits of your soul. Your sensitivity takes the harsh light of the world and turns it into something beautiful, but only if you allow yourself to be the prism. The dawn of your new life is here, and it is more beautiful than you ever imagined it could be during those long, dark nights of empathy. Tend to your own growth with the same patience you gave to others. and watch how you bloom into something magnificent and strong and very real. In the silence of your own company, you will find the answers that were always drowned out by the noise of everyone else's loud and messy lives. Chart your own course, follow your own stars, and don't be afraid to travel alone until you find those who can truly walk beside you. Your emotions are like this stream. They should flow through you, not become a stagnant pond of sorrow that you are forced to drown in. Find perspective in the vastness of the world, and realize that you are just one beautiful part of a much larger and more mysterious whole today. Carry your own light through the dark parts of your history, illuminating the truth until the shadows of shame and guilt have finally all faded away. Reclaim your sense of play, the curiosity that was stolen from you when you had to grow up too fast to take care of others' needs. Be rooted in your own truth, so that when the winds of others' emotions blow, you remain unshaken and firm in your own sense of self. Nourish yourself first, for you cannot pour from an empty cup, no matter how much the world demands that you keep giving until you're gone. Every day is a new opportunity to choose yourself, to be the good child for your own inner world, instead of for everyone else's expectations. Find the beauty in the small things, the resilience in the cracks, and the strength in your own ability to thrive even in the harshest conditions. Cross the bridge from your past to your future, and don't look back at the fires you tried to put out for people who didn't care. You are never truly alone when you realize that your sensitivity is a shared human experience, a thread that connects you to the greatest of souls. Let the world wash over you without carrying it away. Be like the shell that remains beautiful and whole even as the great ocean retreats again. You can love the world from a distance, with a heart that is open, but a spirit that is safely guarded within its own sovereign territory. Create a nest for your soul, a place where you can retreat when the world becomes too loud and where you can feel perfectly safe and sound. Make a ritual of your self-care, a sacred promise to never abandon yourself again for the sake of making someone else's life a little bit easier. The moon does not try to be the sun, it shines with its own reflective light, and so should you, in your own beautiful, quiet way. Face yourself with the same compassion you once gave to strangers, and watch how the wounds of your childhood finally begin to close and heal. Let go of the need to control the outcome of others' lives. Let your worries scatter like seeds and trust the earth to handle the rest. You are blooming in your own time, in your own way, and for your own joy. And that is more than enough for any one person. Rest in the stillness of your own existence, knowing that you don't have to row for everyone else to keep their boats afloat in the storm. Your life is a song that only you can play, a melody of sensitivity and strength that the world has been waiting to hear for years. The gate to your freedom is open. It has always been open, waiting for you to realize that you are no longer a prisoner of empathy. The past is being washed away, leaving a clean slate for you to write a new life, one defined by your own needs and your own joy. You have seen the depths, and now you are ready for the light, a traveler who has finally found the way back to their own heart. Be grounded in the physical world, in the simple joys of being alive, and let the heavy thoughts drift away like clouds over a mountain peak. This is your moment of transformation, the transition from being a good child to being a whole, healthy, and happy adult who loves themselves first. Be the star of your own life, small perhaps in the vastness of space, but bright and essential and perfectly placed in the grand design. You have the power to protect your peace, to shut the window on the world's demands and enjoy the warmth of your own internal and sacred fire. The mist of confusion is lifting, revealing the beautiful landscape of a life lived with intention, boundaries, and a deep, abiding love for the self. When you love yourself, your love for others becomes a gift rather than a burden, a light that warms without burning out your own precious soul. Let the light in. You have spent enough time in the shadows of others' needs. It is time for your own sun to finally rise high. You are part of the natural world, and just like the trees, you have a right to grow, to take up space, and to reach high. Your life is flowing toward a greater peace, a depth of experience that only those who have truly known themselves can ever hope to reach. Beauty is your birthright, and as you claim it for yourself, you become a source of true inspiration for everyone else in your life. Fly high above the drama of the world, See it for what it is, and then return to the safety and the peace of your own mind. The silence is no longer your enemy. It is your greatest teacher, the place where you find the truth that you've been seeking for years. You are a wildflower, unique and beautiful and strong, and you don't need anyone's permission to grow exactly where you are meant to be today. The journey of the good child ends here, and the journey of the true self begins. A path of light and love and deep, lasting peace. Let go of the weight. You have carried it long enough, and now it is time to be light, to be free, and to be you. Be the lighthouse. Stand your ground, shine your light, and know that you are safe, you are loved, and you are, finally, truly, home now. You are not alone in your sensitivity. You are part of a beautiful tribe of souls who are changing the world by simply being themselves today. The secret of the good child is finally out. You were always meant to be your own greatest love, and today, that love finally begins. If you are ready to let go of the weight and become the lighthouse, type "I am free" in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep exploring the hidden depths of psychology with me. See you in the next one.